Now, in order to get the parts for my bike, I want to show you how I do it. I go to bikebandit.com. I've dealt with them for years. And this is basically like going down to a Honda shop and going into their parts place and getting parts. Now, I push OEM parts, which are original equipment manufacturer. I come down and I push Honda, because that's what I have. I have a little Honda right here. And it tells you what year. And mine is my Gyro was 1985, so I push that. And it is a TG50, so I push that. And it's a TG50M Gyro S, so I push that. Now, here's all the schematics right here for, as you can see, and they're small. But let's go over to the front wheel, if I can find them. Here's the front wheel right here. And then they have a little button in the corner that you push to make it full size. Alright? Now, and the nice thing about this schematics is that, you know, even if you don't have a manual to figure out how things go back together, this is an exploded view of the wheel and tire and everything in it. And you can kind of get a sense of how to put things back together. Now, number 8 is the seal that that little tiny black seal. That one is blown out. And what I'm going to do is replace that seal. And then here's your white gear that I was showing you. That's fine. This is another 19. Wait, 19 is the seal. I'm sorry. 8 is the housing. Alright. And then what I have here is, I think the bearings are bad. So there's a 25 right there. This is your inner race, which your axle goes on. And then we have the outer bearing, which goes here, and the outer seal. Now I know that the outer seal is bad, and the bearings are, and then I'm going to get some new brake shoes. So what I do is I come back down and I minimize that, and then I look just beneath it, and it shows me, this is interesting, these are all the parts right here by number that are made for the bike. But if you look over here, it will say the tire right here, quantity. There is no quantity mark there because the tire is not available anymore. If you look down here, it says axle for the front wheel, and you go across and there's nothing there. It means that they can't get it. And a lot of these older bikes, some of the parts they just don't have. So number 8 is number 16 is let me see, what was that? Was it 16? No, it's 19, I'm sorry. 19, right here. If you look at number 19, that is the oil seal that's been leaking. So I go all the way across, and it tells me that it is available, and it only costs $5. So that must come with some Vaseline when you get screwed for paying so much for it. So what you do is you just come over here, and it says 0, and you backspace that one time and push a 1, and then add to your cart right there. And they'll tell you if you want to continue shopping or checking out. And this Bike Bandit gives you all the parts that are available from Honda. You don't have to pay sales tax. You do have to pay a little bit of shipping. But these guys are really good about it, because with Bike Bandit, and I've dealt with them for a lot of years because I have all my bikes are old. My CM450A and things like that. Well, they cross-reference all across the country. Now, this is the one place I do get my parts from, and you can also get manuals, things like that. And then I'll show you the next place that you can get parts for the Gyro. The second place to find parts for the Gyro is you want to go onto eBay and you want to type in Honda Gyro. Now, if you'll notice, and what I do is I like to just skip down and see here's the gyro for sale right here. That's a 1986 like mine, and they only want well, current bid's 360, and it's got a reserve on it. It's got 4,000 miles. But the thing is that a lot of the older gyros, people are parting them out. Like, to find, here's a 1994 exhaust muffler, which they don't make anymore. Here's the 1985 transmission. And then see, like, I need some I need some of the front fork parts, maybe, or the seats, or who knows what's available, or the swivel assemblies. And then of course they parted out all these motors, and then you can find a shop service manual if you want it, something like that, or frames. And I like to look for body parts, the plastics, but I don't see any. They change all the time, like front fenders, and a lot of the parts from the gyro are just simply, they're not made anymore. So you got floor pans, and you've got steering wheels, magneto rotors. Some pretty high prices in here, I think. See, here's the front brake plate right there. There's the brake plate if I had a bad brake plate. Here's one thing that 1985 foot pegs. They only make one of those on. So now we go to the next page. Now, if you have an old bike, maybe you got a Yamaha RS 350 1984. I had one of those. I sold it. I was an idiot. Or an Aprilia RS 125, RS 250, or just anything. A lot of these people will take their parts from any of the bikes and they strip them down and sell them. And a lot of times that's the only place you can find. I mean, here's a gas cap that you probably can't find. They want a lot of money for this stuff, though. And the parts are always changing. So if you need parts for your gyro, go to eBay. If you can't find them somewhere else, and just look through and see what they have, and make an account, and that's where I get my parts. So I just wanted to show everybody that that's how easy it is to work on your bikes.